Do you get frustrated when you can't see the people you're meeting with? When your audio is just way too choppy? When you're trying to make a point and suddenly you find yourself frozen? Hi, my name's Rafa from World Stage, and today I'm going to teach you some tips so that you can. Don't worry, I hate it when the audio gets cut out too. I'll be teaching you some tips today to deal with Google Meet. You'll learn about the controls, you'll learn how to be engaging and online and on live in this virtual format, and you're going to learn how to communicate better with people in this medium. Now, before we even talk about what to do inside the Google Meet, first you need to know how to get in. So if you click the link to Google Meet that you see on a browser, you'll find yourself in a window like this one. And there are lots of things you can do on this window alone before you even join the meeting. For one, you can see these two buttons here at the bottom of the preview screen. And there's a mic on the left and there's a video camera on the right. If you click this mic button and toggle it, what I meant to say is that you'll be able to turn off audio. That means when you go in the meeting, your audio will be off. This is a good option if you have background noise that you need to get rid of and you don't want people to hear that when you're joining the meeting. Another option is that you can click this camera icon over here. And what that does is that it turns your camera off. That means when you join the meeting, people will see your name pop up on screen. They'll know you're there, but they won't see you on camera yet. That's good if you still need to freshen up, if you still need to prepare, if you just woke up and you feel you look really ugly, but you want to get in the meeting and let people know you're there. Now, my recommendation is that once you join a meeting, just turn the camera and microphone off. And once you're ready inside, that's when you can turn it on, so everything is in full control. Now, if you want to join a Google Meet on the phone, it's actually really easy. You just have to click the meeting link, similar, but you won't be able to open it unless you have the Google Meets app on your phone. If you don't have it, you can just go to the Play Store or the App Store and search up Google Meet. It's a free to download app. You can see it over here. And once you have that, it should automatically open once you click a Google Meet link on your tablet, on your phone. The app looks a little something like this. So if I just tap that, it opens up Google Meet. And that should be able to launch a meeting or join a meeting that's in progress. Now, once you find yourself on this screen, you're ready to go into the meeting. So once you're happy with your settings with the microphone and the camera, you can go to these buttons at the right. You see there's a join now and present. Usually we can just click join now. Let's do that for now. Present is if we want to come in with a presentation, but we'll tackle that in the next session. So let's get started. Oh, let's go. I'm so sorry. You weren't supposed to see that. If you're doing something, if you have something to do at home, but you don't want other people seeing your merienda, there's a really easy fix to that. You can just click this button over here, this camera button again, similar to the join screen. And when you click that, your video will be turned off. They'll still be able to hear you. They're still going to know you're there, but they won't be distracted by anything in your foreground or background. And that's a good way to keep the focus in the meeting, even if you have to attend to something at home really, really quickly. Now, if for some weird reason, you want them to see you eating your merienda, but you don't want them to hear you, I don't judge. That's okay. You just have to click this microphone button over here, and you can hear me now, but what that does is that it mutes you for everyone else in the conversation. So when you're talking, they'll see you talk, but they won't hear you. Just make sure to go on unmute before you start talking again. Now, I want you to watch out for this button over here in the center, this red telephone button. That will make you hang up on the call, so don't accidentally press that when you're in the meeting because you'll get kicked out and you'll have to join the meeting again. Oop. Why does this keep happening to me? If you're on mobile and you want to mute or turn off your camera, it works the exact same way. You can just tap that and you will see the options come up, the microphone sign again over here and the video camera sign over here. You can also click those so that you can make sure you're not seen or heard at a certain time. Wow, I have some company over here from the World Stage team. It's so nice to see you guys. Can you say hi to our audience? Nako, Ange is so excited that she came here 2 times pa. So, hello Ange and hello Ange. And of course, when you're in a meeting, you want to see everyone's happy faces. So there's a really easy way that you can do this. If you go over here to the lower right of the screen, you'll see this icon with the 3 dots if you're in browser. And if you click that, you can see this option over here that says change layout at the top. If you open change layout, there are 3 layouts available by default. So by default, it's on auto, which means it'll switch to the best layout it thinks is best for your meeting. But you can also select this one, sidebar. You can select Spotlight, or you can select Tiled. So I'm on tiled view right now. If you click that, it just puts everyone in a tile, so you can see everybody. But there are two other options. If we go in sidebar, what happens is that the main person in the meeting, in this case Ange is on my sidebar, will be the biggest picture over there. Google will usually select the person who's talking or presenting, and everyone else will be on smaller screens to the right, as you can see over here. Finally, we have a last option, which is Spotlight. This is similar to Sidebar, but it will only put the main person on the screen. So you can see it's just Ange on the screen right now, and all of the other people aren't there. So there are three good options. I suggest using Sidebar or using Spotlight. If there's a main speaker, if you need to see everyone at the same time, then use Tiled. All right, so even if you're on mute, if you want to be on mute but you want to make comments, there's a way you can do that. And you can just use the chat box function here in Google Meets. It's very easy to do. All you do is go to the top of your screen if you're in browser. You can select this speech bubble that says chat with everyone. And when you open that, it opens this bar to the side of your screen where you can click down here and you can send a message. So you can just type in a message and say, hello. And that's a good way to give someone comments if they're presenting but you don't want to interrupt them and cut them off. Now, over here, you can see that there's a link here. It says, please go to the breakout room. If you are in a Google Meets meeting and you go to a breakout room or they ask you to go to another room, you can simply click the link if you're in browser. And what happens is that it'll open up, it'll just load up, and you can join it again. Now, remember that if you're entering a breakout room, if you're going to be in two calls at the same time, it's always good etiquette to turn off your mic and turn off your video in one of the calls. That's to make sure that the people in the other chat room don't get distracted with what you're saying with while you're in the breakout.